As we lengthen the Parshas of Yetzias Mitzrayim, our thoughts naturally turn towards the Yontif of Pesach and the Seder. And as you know, as part of the Seder, we have a mitzvah to drink Daled Kaisis, 4 cups of wine, which, as the Rishonim tells us, are corresponding to the Daled Lashonos of Geula, the 4 different words of salvation that Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu in Parshas Ve'era. V'otzeisi v'tzalti v'ga'alti v'lekachti. V'otzeisi, I will take you out. Tzalti, I will save you. Ga'alti, I will redeem you. V'lekachti, I will take you for mine. Says the Ksav Sofer that each of these Lashonos refer to a different dimension of the redemption. The first 2, V'otzeisi v'tzalti, refer to the Avdus itself, to the actual enslavement, which really had 2 dimensions to it. One was the fact that the Egyptians enslaved the Jews was a kfiyas toiv, was ignoring the good that Yosef did for them. The fact that he saved their country and now they were enslaving his children and all his progeny, all his relatives, the whole house of Jacob. And secondly, the way they went about the enslavement, the oppression, the difficulty, the horrible circumstances that the Jews had to live under. Then's Ga'alti. Ga'alti is the fact that the Ribbono Shel Olam took us out of Mitzrayim Bal Korchach against the will of Paro. And fourth is Lekachti, took us for a nation by Har Sinai. Says the Ksav Sofer regarding Ga'alti that what was this inyan of Geula, the fact that the Ribbono Shel Olam took us against Paro's will? Says the Ksav Sofer that had Paro let us out on his own volition, we would have been eternally indebted to Paro. He did us a tova, he did us a favor. And that's really seeming what the Baal HaGodah says. In Avodim Hayinu says the Baal HaGodah, V'ilo holohotz HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as I was saying in Mitzrayim, that if the Ribbono Shel Olam want to take us out of Mitzrayim, Hari onu v'neinu v'nei v'neinu, us, our children, Mishubadim Hayinu l'far Mitzrayim. We would be Mishubadim. Why does he use this word Mishubadim as opposed to Avodim? And second of all, how does the Baal HaGodah know that we would have been forever slaves? Maybe we would have gotten out at some point. Who knows? Say many of the Mefarshim exactly what the Ksav Sofer says, that we wouldn't have been avodim the Paro, we would have mishubadim. Mishubin meaning we would have owed him a debt of gratitude, the fact that he let us out. And that's why Kodesh Baruch Hu took us out himself. So let me ask you a question. What would have been so terrible if we would have owed him a debt of gratitude? In fact, we see that the Mitzrim themselves, the fact that they hosted us in their country, so Kodesh Baruch Hu gives them a schar reward for that. The fact that Amoni Moavi can never marry into the Jewish people, but the Mitzrim, Dora Shlishi, the 3rd generation of Mitzri, the 3rd generation of Egyptian, can marry into the Jewish people. So you see there's a curse of Toy for the fact that we lived in Egypt. So let's say we would owe Paro a debt of a curse of Toy, we'd pay him back. If it would be money, if it would be COVID, if it would be giving special standing to his children forever, we would have paid him back in some way, and we would have been done with him. What's so terrible? What's so terrible is that we all know that if someone does us a tova, someone helps us out, after you pay him back, you still have a good feeling about him. You still like him. You still have a feeling that he gave to you. And you carry that throughout your life. And whenever you see him, even though you've been makar toiv, you always have a warm feeling towards him. That the Ribbono Shel Olam didn't want us to have for Paro. No. You can't have any feeling about Paro. You have to be totally cut off from him. And that was the tova, because in that way he opened the door that we could be all for him. We could be avodim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this lesson we have to take. The lesson is that inside of all of us, there are relationships, there are connections to things outside of ourselves, whether it's other people, whether it's our past, our memories, whether it's anything we've experienced, whether it's to our midas or our taivas. There are those things which are impediments. They're in our way from coming closer to Hashem. The same way that Hashem removed Paro from the Jewish life so they could connect completely with him, so too we owe it to ourselves to remove those things which are impediments, which are standing in the way of our more complete connection with the Ribbono Shel Olam. And when we do that, that natural feeling of closeness will be allowed to flow. We will liberate ourselves so that we can have more connection to Hashem. Not necessarily because we're trying harder, but because we've removed the blockages. Bez Hashem should take this lesson from Yetzias Mitzrayim, from Paro, what the Bar Shalom did, and bring it into our own life.